Welcome to the GTA Prep preseason showcase. Late to the action a little here, but we got Toronto Basketball Academy taking on GTA Prep. A lot of talent on the floor. With you is Tariq and Elias Spate of North Pole Hoops. Excited to be out here. As mentioned, a lot of size, length, athleticism, and a lot of familiar names here, Elias. We got bodies all over the floor. Casey Ezagu there with the rebound to AJ Lawson. Just at first glance as we walk into the gym, tell me what you see on the floor.
Man, Tariq, Issa, Patrick, Emilian, I mean, a lot of guys who are scratching the surface in terms of their potential and exposure, and you just saw AJ Lawson do what he does best, hit tough shots, that one coming off the glass. I mean, there's a lot of talent up in this gym, and many of these guys, whoever's viewing, you guys are going to one day see them in the NCAA in the near future, if not, high-level Canadian university hoops.
And the NBA. We got some NBA prospects on the floor, the most obvious being AJ Lawson, 2019 6'7" guard. Casey Ezagu, a high major caliber kid. We got Marcus Masters, Patrick Emilian. We also got a kid out of Alberta, Dew Moses, on the floor. 6'5", 6'6" wing type. Early on, it's 9-0. GTA Prep leads Toronto Basketball Academy, and a pretty good crowd here for a September game.
On a Saturday, end of September, preseason action. It's going on all over the country right now. And I'm actually pretty excited about getting this season going, Tariq. Some special things coming this year with the NPA. Some of you may have seen the new intro for the live streams. We got our stream team here doing an excellent job.
It's just another level is all. The programs have loaded up. They've taken on new talent across the board, across the country. We got kids flying over from all over the country to these programs. Rothsay Netherwood, of course, last place last season. Do not expect that this season. They've loaded up. We've added Halifax Prep out of the East Coast. Added Crestwood. They're going to be very strong, Elias, out of Toronto.
And you got the same deal as well with with this team right here with GTA. They were a bottom of the barrel type of team last year, but this year AJ Lawson stepped it up to another level. They've added Josh Naughton as well. Casey Ezagu in the paint, great help side D. This is looking to be a middle of the pack team, if not higher, this year.
You got some dogs on the floor, some athletes. You look at Casey, you look at AJ. They're meeting guys at the rim. You know what I mean? They're going right for the backboard, and it's going to be very difficult to score against this GTA Prep team due to their length. Take a quick break here before we get back here from Mississauga, Ontario, Woodland Secondary. We got Toronto Basketball Academy taking on GTA Prep.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Charges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in! No good! 2 seconds to go! Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game when you can't.
That man from Quebec can fly!
Exposure starts here.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue.
NPH Scouting Service. The NPH Scouting Service is another platform for exposure with a network of over 300 coaches and scouts from some of the most recognizable brands and programs.
Elias and Tariq Spate, North Pole Hoops. We got you covered here for the GTA Prep preseason showcase. Toronto Basketball Academy down big early on, 12-0, and finally Patrick Emilian, the 2018 stud, gets TBA on the scoreboard.
Now Marcus Masters, Tariq, with the ball right now for TBA. I think he's going to be one of those guys that really bursts out onto the scene, and the goaltend there. You know, he's going to be bursting onto the scene this year. He's one of those high IQ, elite shooters. You know, the type of guy you can't give him any space to really get off his shot. If he's coming up the floor, you got to be right in his grill.
Kitchener-Waterloo region, younger brother of Javon Masters, all-Canadian, you know, major accolades there, record breaker at the University New Brunswick. Here's Tariq Issa. He's another under-the-radar kid. Goes up to Do Moses. That's all net right there. And one thing I'm seeing from AJ is he's added some muscle mass. He's got some strength, and that shot is looking even smoother. Just a quick trigger.
How about that? Nothing. Hoop and harm. This time for the triple. Another one of those guys that really made his name over the summer. You know, a lot of people were talking about his mixtape that came out. He's a high flyer, can get to the rim, can finish with contact, can shoot the three. Looking like a combo guard at this point, but somebody who's definitely added to his stock.
There's Issa guarded by Lawson. Emmeline on the floor. AJ Lawson, Casey. Get a jump ball. Great effort there.
A little bit of over dribbling from Patrick on that possession there. You saw the defense close up and the gap close up. He's got to be able to make that quick adjustment, get the ball out of his hand and make the pass. Here's Marcus Masters, thought about putting it up. Saw a lot of length in his way with Casey Ezagu. Tariq Issa to Do Moses, back to Marcus Masters. No good.
Oh, nice pass there to big fella Casey Ezagu. Tries to go up strong. Met at the rim, blocked there. He's got to be able to gather and make a decision in transition, or I should say on the move.
And Casey's a guy, you know, just learning his body still. Seems to be still growing, might have an inch or two left in him. One thing he does do really well is block shots, come up on the help side, and finish when he's, you know, a couple feet away from the rim. Ooh.
Early on, 15-6, 9-point lead for GTA Prep. And this is basically a little NPA preview to the season. These two squads went at it last season. Gritty groups, both have added new talent. Marcus Masters up top. Tariq Issa launches the triple, no good. Offensive board for TBA and gobbled up there by Casey Ezagu. GTA Prep trying to get settled here. AJ Lawson on the attack. Floater game, yup. That was nice. AJ Lawson early on already hitting the jumper, 2 threes, and a nice floater there. Issa on the inbound out of Oakville, Ontario. Travel call there on Patrick Emmeline. You know, guys at this point in the season, which is the preseason, they're figuring everything out. Who's going to lead? Who's going to step up out of their comfort zone? Who's going to communicate? What is everybody's role going to be? For me, as I watch Patrick Emmeline's growth, he's got to step up and know that he's a senior now. And he's got to guide those younger guys.
I mean, losing guys like Cordell Vera, you know, he was their vocal leader last year. He was their scoring leader. So there's a lot that goes missing when you have a guy like that out of the picture. But most definitely, I think you know, Marcus as a playmaker is already a leader in that sense, but being the vocal playmaker once he gets comfortable with some of these characters, you know, that's going to be the next step for this team.
Here's Lawson on the attack. Nice little move there. As we get Mississauga Prep, or MBA Prep I should say, walking in. They are going to be playing later today. Got the Maker brothers, cousins. McCour Maker. Top Notch 2019 is AJ Lawson. I mean, you're going to be hearing that name all season long.
And he's just a bucket getter, man. He's, you know, you've seen him take probably 7 shots since we've got here. He's made 5 or 6 of them so far. There's Tariq Issa wrapping it around.
Early on, they got a double-digit lead. Does GTA Prep, and they got that 3-ball cooking right now. Really confident.
And with TBA, I just don't think that they're aware of who their scorers are yet this season.
Well, I mean, when you graduate, a kid like Cordell Vera, Division I, you know, out in Florida, you lose a lot there. You lose production, of course, from all angles, scoring, passing, rebounding, and you lose leadership. So
don't forget about Jace Colley as well. He was a big piece to this picture.
Absolutely not. They graduated several guys and several key pieces. You know, Jace Colley was just an offensive, you know, open floor monster. You get him in transition, and he's throwing it on you. But I think if you look at the roster for Toronto Basketball Academy, top to bottom, you're looking at a stronger overall group. As the Ocheri brothers walk in, Safa and Asari, we'll be watching them a little later on. TBA's trying to slow it down. Here we're seeing GTA Prep in the half court. 3-ball, no good. A lot of new names, a lot of new faces to learn about, Elliot.
And that's the younger brother of Joseph Halati there.
Got some size to him.
Yeah, he's got some good size and length and can shoot it with some consistency as well.
I like his activity level too. Good motor.
I think he's a little bit ahead of Joseph in some regards.
That age.
And you'll see a lot of Joseph this season. He's coming off of an injury, but he'll be back in no time. I believe he just got his cast off.
I'm really excited for the season. It feels good to be back here in the gym after being in California for the last 2 weeks. You see the NCAA guys getting ready, seeing how they're practicing. They're building culture. They're defining roles. Same thing over here.
And out of all of those practices that you attended, which one would you say was the best practice and why?
Oh, that's a good question. You put me on the spot there. I think there was several good practices that I don't want to say one is better than the other, but the 3 that stuck out to me were University of San Diego, Long Beach State. Those 2 stuck out to me, and I know I'm missing one, but basically, it's all revolved around energy and intensity. The way that they practice is the way that they play in preparation mode. So, like Long Beach, Coach Don Monson, he really had a nice combination of free-flowing basketball, like the guys really enjoyed. You could see, you know, they were having fun with it, but at the same time, holding them accountable and teaching them and making sure that they're correcting mistakes. Oh yeah, the third one was the UC Santa Barbara. You know, Coach Joe. You know, coming from over from Arizona, he's bringing that high major approach, and I think the best practices that I went to, they're all have something in common, is teaching the game. They're all about educating these kids, helping these kids get to the next level, and you can see that development model. And I know you were in California a couple weeks before I was. I mean, what did you see? I know you saw Pepperdine, you know, you saw USC, San Diego State, Nolan Rain out there. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, those trips were wonderful, man. It was good, first of all, just catching up with some of the guys. You know, I think Nolan Narain this year is set to have a very strong season. I think he's adjusted, and you know that redshirt year really helped him get ready. And this year, you're going to see a guy on the floor for San Diego State, 6'10", and can shoot the three with some efficiency. So he's going to be a matchup problem for a lot of the bigs in the conference. But I mean, USC's practice was unbelievable as well. And you know, some of the things that you mentioned were, I think they were present in all practices. I can't say that there's one that I enjoyed more than the others, but just being around those high-level environments and then even getting to watch the LA Clippers go to work, I just learned so much on these trips.
AJ Lawson launching another three. #1 player in the country, class of 2019. So he's going to have that target on his back all season long.
Especially when you got a guy like Tyrese Samuel who's right there. Like literally, it's 1A and 1B. And man, if AJ's been absolutely consistent, and I think that's what keeps him at #1 for now. But Tyrese is literally right
and both
behind
got that
him.
upside.
Absolutely. Now Tyrese, I think, able to play a few more positions, especially defensively.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the season pans out for both of these guys and keep tabs on them.
Absolutely. And obviously we got some of our top guns making their visits and going through that recruiting process. Rowan Barrett Jr., Andrew Nemhard, still undecided. Ignas Brazdeikis committing to Michigan. There's a great look there for them and trying to replace Nick Stauskas' shoes.
So if you look at NPH top 10, you got Noah Kirkwood committed to Harvard, Ignas Brazdeikis committed to Michigan. You got Jalen Llewellyn committed to Princeton. I think he was the biggest sleeper out of everybody because you didn't hear people really talking about him 2 years ago.
There's something brewing at Princeton, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
right
absolutely,
now.
absolutely. There's Dew Moses.
Alberta in the house. Out of Calgary, Alberta, Dew Moses is a name people are going to get familiar with all season long.
Learned about him a lot, watching him, you know, with CYDC, with the Panthers, and he came out to a few showcases as well. In
MVP.
MVP for one of them last year. And he looks like he's been taking care of his body, trimmed down the baby fat a little bit, and looks game ready.
Kaladi trapped, asked for some help. Camera got the short end of that stick, but we're all good over here. Tariq Issa, he could be a big part of this team success. Got a lot of length. He's hovering around that 6'7", 6'8" mark. And very versatile offensively as well, and defensively.
And here's one of my favorite players. I think that's improved drastically over the course of the summer. Number 6 in the black is DeAndre Pierre, a combo guard with some great explosiveness in transition and really can get out in the open floor. I think there's going to be a lot of coaches that, you know, have already started taking tabs on him from the Canadian University side and some low Division I's that are just starting to take notice.
Masters bringing it up. Yeah, Pierre's that bulldog for GTA Prep. Really tough, really gritty, a defensive-oriented guy. Elias, you know, DeAndre Pierre is a perfect example of a guy that got on the radar last year in the National Preparatory Association. We never knew him going into the season. Made his mark as a probably top 10, top 20 kid in the league and as a whole. And here he is in his final senior year. You know, now we know him. Now it's how has he improved? What is he bringing to the table this season? And, you know, we talked about the 2018's leadership, extremely important. So that's what we hope to see.
And one of the things that we've already seen from him is his shooting ability. Stepping it up from the three-point line. I think that are looking to play at the next level, you got to be able to hit that three ball with some consistency, especially during the off season. That's your opportunity to get reps up.
(23-14). It was a strong start early on for GTA Prep. TBA hovering around, and you got to expect that. A gritty team, well coached. Coach Adil Saabzada got that grit as well. And, you know, coaches take on personality of the the players take on the personality of the coach. Here we have Tariq Issa in transition for the two-hand cram.
And that was an extraordinary lead pass. That started off with Marcus Masters. He already knew that Tariq was making the run before the ball even got in his hands, and that comes down to anticipation as a PG, knowing where everybody is on the floor before the ball gets in your hands.
And, you know, with that, you see the level, you know, in terms of where Canadian basketball is, in terms of where the basketball landscape is. You got length, size, athleticism, skill set at a much higher level when you talk about prep basketball. That's the major difference. And you saw it there with that dunk. You're going to see it all season long. You know, fans from all over the country are going to be able to watch guys compete at the very highest of levels. And with that, we'll take a short break and be back for second quarter action. 23-17, Toronto Basketball Academy making a run.
Our scouts are constantly evaluating talent to ensure accuracy and credibility. NPH Scouting Service. The NPH Scouting Service is another platform for exposure with a network of over 300 coaches and scouts from some of the most recognizable brands and programs. Our scouts are constantly evaluating talent to ensure accuracy and credibility. NPH Scouting Service. The NPH Scouting Service is another platform for exposure with a network of over 300 coaches and scouts from some of the most recognizable brands and programs. Our scouts are constantly evaluating talent to ensure accuracy and credibility. NPH.
Let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high. DeAndre Pierre setting up the offense for GTA Prep. The Toronto Basketball Academy has closed up the gap a little bit here, 25-17 for GTA. And the coaching staff from TBA really heated up right now on a shot clock violation that may have been missed by the referees. Overall, they've done a pretty solid job here. Just one possession is not the difference in the game. Marcus Masters on the line. He's shooting free throws.
As we get this sorted out, we'll take a quick break. We've to the Toronto Basketball Academy GTA Prep.
NPH National Showcase Circuit. From the grassroots level to the pros, a system has been developed through the National Showcase Circuit. North Pole Hoops hosts 3-day camps in Canada's major basketball markets that focus on exposure, skill development, and character development. Top performers go on to receive athletic scholarships.
Back to the action with Marcus Masters at the line. Knocks down 2, cuts the lead. 25-18 for GTA Prep here against Toronto Basketball Academy. Casey Ezagu grabbing the rebound, getting the contact, will go to the line for 2 and should be able to convert here, an area that he's been working on consistently all summer. That jump shot from the mid-range, his free throw shooting has improved quite a bit. There goes the first for Casey Ezagu. Just picked up his first offer from Western Michigan. A lot of interest brewing up for him at that low to mid Division I level, and why not? 6'10" with that frame and really still learning his body and growing. Dew Moses on the attack, got him off the first step, fouled and lined it up for 2. A smothering defense by Toronto Basketball Academy, help side rotating pretty quickly. Turnover for GTA Prep. Fumbled again by GTA, keeps possession and converts. 28-18. Winding down here in the 4th with 5:45 left on the clock. DeAndre Pierre got it on the wing, elects to slow it down to the corner for 3. It goes.
Young Cameron Harris right there. That's a 2022 big time underclassman prospect. Looks like he's added some muscle mass.
DeAndre Pierre throwing down the banger. 33-18. We'll take a timeout and a break and return in just a few.
It doesn't matter where you're from or what background you are, how small you might be. What matters is heart, will, and effort. Prove to yourself you belong. If you can ball, the time is now. Exposure.
Is it something that I've done again? Say what?
Here's Campbell, look out, one hand down.
Seeing is believing. Create your very own mixtape that showcases your top highlights and skills. And strengthen your recruiting status with a direct video for coaches and scouts. Available at all NPH covered and hosted events nationwide. Email mdotto@northpolehoops.com for any inquiries and special filming requests. Exposure starts here.
Tell me.
Back to 4th quarter action between Toronto Basketball Academy and GTA Prep. 33-18. And Toronto Basketball Academy really struggling, went on a 4-minute spurt scoreless. And Hugh Moses, nice move off the first step, again gets by the defender but unable to finish at the rim.
And there you see Casey Ezagu's length. He didn't block the shot, but he definitely altered it with his presence.
Tristan Lindo on the attack. Marcus Masters using the high screen, gets the switch, has the big man on him. That's a good looking shot for him. A little bit off the mark on that one. Masters coming up with the steal, and it goes off of his foot and back to GTA Prep. AJ Lawson caught light of Harris in transition a little too late on that one. Casey, one dribble, gets to the rim, tries to get it back, no good. And this is the type of chemistry building that is going to really come in handy in preseason. AJ Lawson really putting some trust in Casey and allowing him to operate from the high post. I think when he gets early touches in the beginning of the season and realizes that he is an asset to this team, you're going to get a lot more out of him that way.
And you're absolutely right. You know, this is the time where they make mistakes and they make adjustments. Get some more reps in. You know, Casey, I've seen some things out of Casey, some signs that shows me that, you know, he's a guy that's going to learn and apply and absorb. And we're going to see mid-season, around December timeframe, January timeframe, we're going to see a different animal. At 6'10", good athleticism, good mobility. He has some skill set, but that's all going to come along with his confidence. Confidence is everything in this game.
And although AJ Lawson's one of the elite scorers in the league, if not the best scorer in the National Preparatory Association, he is at the same time still quite unselfish. He likes to get his guys involved and keep their confidence up, and here he is, off the bounce. No good. Marcus Masters in the right place at the right time for the rebound.
Patrick Emelin, see what he can do over here on the wing, goes right. Good body there, misses it. Got to the right spot. Gets his own rebound kind of out of control there. You gotta love his effort. And TBA's just working. You see some tightening up right there that needs to be done from Patrick Emelin in terms of getting in the scoring position. You can see his center of gravity's got to lower that. He's got to be able to add a dribble drive game, and you see the ability to do it, but not do it at a level that's effective in terms of finishing.
Tristan Lindo, how about that? Left to right crossover, beats the defender and gets to the rim.
Tristan Lindo, he's a name that's been on the radar for several years now. Markham Gator, an athletic combo guard, slashing type. Expect a big year out of him as well. I didn't realize he was on this roster this season, but a great addition to this GTA prep squad.
And Tarek, I'm just going to pause there for a second and go back to Hugh Moses. I mean, we mentioned how many times we've seen him in Calgary, and just watching him with CYDC, watching him in showcase environments, and now watching him here, there's been a distinct difference in his first step and his explosiveness. The way he's jabbing, the way he's ripping, but before that initial step, he's really come a long way. And I think that, if he gets recruited at the high U Sport level, he'll be a highly productive product. And then if he gets recruited at the Division I level, it's gonna come down to improving his three ball, being a trusted guy from the perimeter.
Well, I think that he's a steal if he happens to stay at a Canadian university. I mean, you're looking at an all-conference caliber kid, Division I caliber kid. He can play multiple positions on the wing, 2, 3, and a little bit of 4 if he was to stay in Canada, for example. But he's versatile. He can play both sides of the floor extremely well. And what I like to see is guarding AJ Lawson, which is a great measuring stick, and he's not backing down. He's right in his grill. But if you look at his body, how it's built, he's got that he's a different Sudanese type. You know, most of them are long, they're athletic, they're wiry. He's got some bulk on him. He's got some strength, and he can body guys. He's probably the strongest, or if not one of the strongest players in the gym right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. His base especially, you know, once he establishes his position or tries to back down a smaller defender, he really knows how to take advantage.
That's what I love seeing about the players. They come from all over the country. They get a little bit of this greater Toronto area environment, and they get to really test themselves as where do they stack up against the best. You see an opportunity for Dew, guard AJ, and now we're able to evaluate in meaningful environments, which is great to see. Nice bounce pass right there. It's a great feel for the game. Marcus Masters, 2019 PG. We could expect him to be inclining. You know, he's limited in his size, but it doesn't matter. He can shoot it. He can get to wherever he wants on the floor. Extremely tough. But I'd love to see him orchestrate, and as he builds relationships with kids on the team and his teammates, you're going to start to see him be a true floor general.
And it looks like from what he's been doing in the offseason, Tarek, you could tell by his delts and his biceps, he's really been taking care of his body, and I think he's ahead of schedule if you compare him to a lot of the other players in his class in terms of taking care of his body. And you said, you know, he's limited in height. Yes, that is the case, but the fact that he does all the other little things and takes care of the details is what sets him apart.
And right now you're seeing Toronto Basketball Academy get to the spots that they want to get in terms of scoring position, but they're not going straight to the rim. You know, they're leaving it up for opportunity for misses here. They got to go right to the rim, look to dunk, or look to finish close as possible to the rim. They got too much length to be shying away.
Yeah, and this is a team that's going to be, you know, it's going to be a lot of learning curves. Again, you're looking at almost a completely new roster here. Only a few players come back, and even the players that are coming back, they are not necessarily, they haven't been go-to guys in the past. So guys are learning each other. They're learning new plays. They're learning new coaching styles. They're playing against higher level competition, so it's going to take some time.
Patrick Emelin in transition. He's basically the Jay Scully of last year. Just a transition guy right now that can really do some things off a couple of dribbles. But he's one of those guys that's going to be challenged to step up and take his game to new heights. Dew Moses, big offensive board right there. You can look for him to be a top 3, if not top 1, like the top player on the Toronto Basketball Academy team. He's that good. He's got that capability. You look at Coach Adil Sabzad. He's got the trust in him to be guarding AJ Lawson, and he's taking it on. Look at this, full court. I love it. Nice in and out there by AJ. Alberta's got some ballers, guys. Do not sleep. Do not sleep.
And I got to catch a lot of those Alberta ballers over this summer. I took a West Coast tour across Canada where we were hosting identification camps on the National Showcase Circuit. And, man, some of the guys out there, like you look at an Emmanuel Kuwak, he's absolutely exploded, and I think that he's a definite high major player. You look at a guy like Man Yang Tong and even guys like Miles Fryette, who's
a definite high major player, you say. I'll challenge you on that. I think he's got high major potential, but he's got a lot to prove this season. I know he's in Utah right now.
He's there right now. I'm telling you, where his game is at right now.
We're gonna take this back. We're gonna have to take this back to the drawing board.
I know what I saw this summer, Tarek. I really know what I saw this summer.
I trust you. Nice finish right there around the rim. GTA Pratt holding on a comfortable lead, double digits. 13 points, 37-24. Pressure defense by GTA. Gets TBA to cough it up. Outside, AJ Lawson. Another one. What you're seeing from AJ, though, Elias, is the catch and shoot. His release is a lot faster. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing from Lawson. And you know, coaches love guys that can shoot it. He's at 6'7", and he can shoot that ball.
He can do more than that. He can shoot, create, push in transition, be your primary ball handler, and more.
Here's AJ Lawson. Picks up the steal, full burst in transition. Nice finish with the foul. You are watching a star arise right before our eyes in Canada. And this kid right here, AJ Lawson, is a force to be reckoned with this season.
And a lot of people have been coming into practice in the preseason from the NCAA to have a look at him. Guys like schools like Santa Clara, Vanderbilt, Illinois, Pitt, Baylor, you name it. There's been a lot of high-level NCAA programs in the mix catching GTA practices, in big part due to AJ Lawson.
Oh, nice finish right there. Dude Moses, coast to coast. Showcases some great body control. Oh, wait. And that will be it for the half. We got a 43-26 lead. Full control.
The core, the six-pack, the elusive grouping of muscles that every single client is trying to achieve by running, jumping, or doing a million sit-ups. But will those million sit-ups really get you the 6 grouping of muscles that sit on the front of your body? With this video, we really want to show you that it doesn't happen that way. You got to make sure that you're doing the right exercises, and more importantly, you got to make sure that your diet is clean. That's the only way that you're going to have that six-pack. Take a look at this video and you'll see which ones you should do and which ones you should stay away from.
Canada, and the United States. There are currently over 200 Canadian men and women playing at the NCAA Division I level. Canada's next top talents are identified at NPH's National Showcase Circuit. NPH events. There's an opportunity to get involved at the ground level. NPH hosts elite level high school tournaments to national club team championships throughout the course of the season. Now is your chance to get involved with the fastest growing sport in Canada with the industry leaders and influencers. Get in the game today and join NPH in growing basketball in this country.
You pump fake them, they want you to shoot, right? They know you're gonna shoot. You hit them with one of these, beat them here, layups every time. Defense steps up, boom, bounce pass right there. Easy 2 points, I like that.
From a skill set standpoint, full package, athleticism, next level mentality, played with one eye the entire weekend, the other eye shut. Keenan Dowell.
What's up, everybody? Western Canada National Camp Circuit is complete. Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC, and it's a wrap. Game speaks.
Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away a smartphone to one of you. So make sure you're subscribed and you like, comment, and share on any one of our videos. And the more times you do it, the better chances you have of winning. This is Sydney Ray for NorthpoleHoops.com. Good luck.
We're still playing that? GTA Prep preseason showcase. We are live from Mississauga, Ontario, Woodland Secondary. Tarek and Elias Bate of North Pole Hoops on the call. Be sure to follow us on our social media at North Pole Hoops. Nice take right there, Marcus Masters. Kiss off the glass.
And Tarek, we talked about just what a package he is, and he just displayed exactly what I was about to say about him. He knows how to finish around bigs. He knows how to use the glass. He knows how to when to push, when to slow down in transition, how to use the floater. Some very effective moves in his arsenal. And there you go, Patrick Emilian for Toronto Basketball Academy, hitting from the perimeter.
That's the first shot I've seen him hit in this game for 3. And you can see he can attack the rim. He's got the outside game, but he's got to work on that in between. 2018 6'6" wing. Here he is again, Patrick Emilian right to the rim, strong take. You're seeing a much more aggressive version of Emilian.
And they must have really fed it to them in the change room because they're coming out with a different level of intensity. There's Calvin Coe wrapping it up, getting the jump ball call.
And GTA Prep will call a timeout. 43-33 as Toronto Basketball Academy getting back into it. Here's Sabri Phillip, two-hand jam in transition. GTA Prep, Toronto Basketball Academy, 10-point ball game. TBA down the entire game, but has come out the aggressors in the second half. Here's Drew Moses on the rebound. Gives it up to Marcus Masters. Over to Tariq Issa. Here he goes back to the basket. And TBA will keep it. Marcus Masters in the corner, attacking, drawing the foul. The attempt gobbled up by Casey Ezagu, but there you kind of spoke to earlier about how Marcus Masters knows where to go, knows how to operate around the trees, and he was fortunate that a foul was called, but he also drew that contact.
Nothing but net on the free throw. A very efficient free throw shooter, as well as a three-point shooter.
We got a triple header to give you guys. Coming up, we're gonna see Central Tech, we're gonna see NBA Prep, and these two teams go at it. Here's a steal. Drew Moses, AJ Lawson, good attack. Strong foul right there. And Drew Moses, this could be his coming out party right now.
He's been playing extremely well today. I mean, he's the aggressor on the floor. He's in a lot of cases he's kept them in the game. Leads was as large as 16 to 18 points.
And he's playing both ends of the floor.
A flagrant foul called that time on AJ Lawson. No play made on the ball. Kind of went for the shoulder. Drew Moses here for the free throw.
He kind of reminds me of Ahir Uguak, committed D1 at New Mexico and recently transferred. But similar body type, around 6'6", strong body, but a little bit more of a guard type versus Ahir is more of a forward. Which makes his upside that much higher.
Yeah, and I think Ahir's strength and athleticism was severely, there was a drastic difference there. But nonetheless, Drew Moses is having himself a heck of a game today.
Here's Marcus Masters on the controls. Out to Emelin. He can hit that three off the mark that time. Keeps it alive. Here's Casey. Brings it up. Spin move into nowhere, and a travel call.
And that was the defense there. Again, you mentioned the name again, Marcus Masters. Anticipation, absolutely. He turned the defender as he saw him coming off of a spin and forced him into that travel.
Full court pressure here. 43-36 is the closest that TBA has been since the first quarter. It'll be interesting to see what happens here with the full court pressure. The National Preparatory Association kicks off at the end of October. We're excited for the season. Squads from all over the country. St. Laurent Express, we didn't talk about, out of Montreal, added a Quebec team, a Nova Scotia squad, and all over Ontario. Here's the pressure. Full court, broken. And a foul called. A lot of new names to introduce you to. St. Laurent Express. We've got the services of Ben Datro.
Ooh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Ben Datro is going to be that guy. Everyone's going to be like, where did he come from? Datro is a barely 6-foot guard, but plays like he's...
Elias, you haven't been watching. He's grown. He's over 6 foot easy. He's probably 6'1" now. Oh yeah, easy.
You're telling me he had a 3-4 inch growth spurt over this summer?
That's what I saw. I was just in Quebec the other day.
That's amazing because he was already playing like he was 6'3", the way he was
athletic,
coming up above the rim. Terrific three-point shooter. And how about this? Casey Izagi.
Oh.
Just a little
Got
too
carried
much.
away. That's what September's for. Big fella getting carried away. Got to stick to his strengths. But nevertheless, definitely entertaining there. Now, you know, back to Saint Laurent Express. We talked about Ben Dasho. How about Trayvon Minot? Kind of reminiscent of a Jaden Bediako type, but different.
A little more advanced, I would say.
More aggressive mentally there. He's an interesting prospect. You know, nice body right there.
Love it. Love that aggression. Love the way he... I thought he was going to get a call on that one.
Really excited for Dew Moses. He's coming and making his presence felt here in Toronto and Greater Toronto area. And that is what Casey Izagi does and does at a high level.
The cleanup crew. He's got to take full advantage of that.
Oh, good finish right there.
So on the closeouts there, you know, the ball got to Tariq Issa, and you saw Casey commit with 1 foot sticking out. You know, you want to be able to close him out either baseline or close him out with 2 feet at the same time.
Here's Lawson attacking the gap. What? Are you kidding me right now? He put that reverse English. He put the French on that one.
That is...
He put that French on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what makes him that NBA prospect that we talk about, is his feel for the game, his scoring ability.
Here's off the inbounds, Marcus Masters gives it up. Issa for 3, way off the mark there. Full court pressure coming from both sides of the floor. This is a great sort of tune-up to learn how to handle pressure in real time. Lawson's guarded by Marcus Masters. Here's Halati on the baseline. And it'll go the other way. $47-36. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Tariq, Elias Bate, North Pole Hoops on the call. Follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And do not, I repeat, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. All of them at North Pole Hoops. Bringing you the latest in Canadian basketball action. Here we go, AJ Lawson down the floor. That, my friend, is called threading the needle and nearly going for the jackhammer.
Man, he is just taking his game up
Who is this guy?
to another level. And, oh my, this season is going to be special, man.
Oh, baby. AJ Lawson waiting in the corner there. Coast to coast. Bucket. Harm. Count it.
Joshua, the guy we've been talking about. That kid's explosive, man. We saw him last year at Crestwood. He transferred over this year. He's been playing excellent all throughout the summer. And here, just, you know, being able to contort his body in midair, absorb the contact, and finish.
Marcus Masters, full court, all the way up and under. Toronto Basketball Academy hanging around, but do not have an answer for this GTA Prep offense. Masters again, count it. Full court pressure definitely affecting GTA right now. Here's Doom Moses on the attack. Ooh, tries to go all the way. A little off balance there. Oh!
Tristan Lindo on the finish.
Very athletic. Impressive right there. Number 5 in black. Lindo. Here comes Issa. Off the mark once again. Like the intensity, but guys are out of control. They got to settle down and get back in sync.
Well, a big part of that is, you know, you get some of that when Toronto basketball puts on the press, forces you to make quicker decisions. And you're seeing it from both teams now. And it's crazy that AJ Lawson is actually their most trusted ball handler. Now that's another area for GTA, you know, that they're going to need to look for somebody else throughout the season who could be a primary or secondary guy.
AJ Lawson, corner 3, no good. Rare miss there for Lawson. Moses with it on the attack. Draws the foul. Alex, I think I mentioned this earlier, but Doom Moses could be the best player on Toronto Basketball Academy, and he's got to start acting like it because he's a guy that has takeover capabilities. We saw in Calgary en route to the NPH Showcase MVP, but he did it and made it look easy. You know, he's got the ability to take over games, and it's all mental. Still, obviously, we understand he's getting used to his teammates and what he can do and what they can do, but you know, very impressed with Moses.
And that's a part of being a newcomer, right? Just, I think a month in, once he really learns that he could potentially be the best player on this team.
Yeah, this squad right here, you know, they've loaded up. They've added some key pieces. Lindo's one of them, no question. Noten, another one. They already had DeAndre Pierre. I mean, they got some dogs on this squad. This GTA Prep squad has the ability to compete with anybody in the world at this level. Noten on the line. First free throw off the mark.
And I just noticed that you keep saying Naughton. It's actually Houghton, Tarek. Joshua Houghton.
Oh, excuse me. Joshua Houghton. Are we talking about the same guy that was at the Hamilton NPH Showcase doing madness all over the rim?
Yes, yes. So you're confusing him.
Yes.
There is a Naughton.
Yes. I remember. Joshua Houghton is a beast himself. You know, this is great in terms of seeing how guys match up athletically. Masters, 3-ball. Off the mark there. Issa with the rebound. Here comes GTA. Nice finish in transition, Houghton. You're going to see that defensive presence from him with his length and his athleticism, in addition to his production on the breakaway. And right now, I think we need to see more of Tariq Issa. He's playing a lot of freestyle basketball. He can get those shots anytime he wants, but he's got to start getting some efficiency. You know, this game, win or lose, both teams will take a lot back to their drawing board. And here comes Issa, and that's, you know, he's been more effective down low. He's got to keep getting more consistency down there to bring up his confidence, and that's back-to-back buckets. It's got him going a little bit emotionally.
With some players, you just got to find a way for them to turn it on and keep it on once the tip gets going.
Issa's got the potential to be an emotional leader for this squad, but at the same time keep his emotions in check. We love the fire. We got to control the fire though.
Tough pass that time on the wraparound. It'll go back to TBA.
GTA Prep preseason showcase here, Mississauga, Ontario. We got a lot of talent on display. 2 more games coming up on this triple header. Masters, floater, that length got him. Casey Izagi comes up with the block. And we'll have GTA Prep North, who we have yet to see this season and limited last season, takes on Central Tech. It's a new wave of Central Tech players. And you know Coach Kevin Jeffers, he's going for the top. He's trying to get that championship with his squad, named NPA Coach of the Year last season. So you know he'll have his boys ready. GTA Prep North, Central Tech, and then final game of the day, GTA Prep, the current team we're watching, will take on NBA Prep. And that's going to be very interesting, featuring Makur Maker and Matur Maker, younger brother and cousin of Milwaukee Bucks Thon Maker. Lots of firepower on the floor all day here at Woodland Secondary. Here comes Lindo on the attack. Very aggressive, very explosive in transition.
It's the change of direction there that got him to the rim. It's the athleticism that got him to, be able to absorb that contact and still come up with the finish. Lindo's going to be a guy who gets on a lot of university radars.
Oh yeah. Very explosive. And pretty consistent the last several times I've seen him. Masters on the controls, gives it up, back to him at the 3. You know he can knock that down. He's been off in this one. Great board though by Moses. Elias, Moses has been all over the floor. Defending AJ Lawson, offensive rebounding, finishing at the rim. He's been their MVP, but it's not even close. Still down 15 though. 44 seconds here left in the third quarter.
And keep in mind, Tarek, TBA is still missing a very important piece in Amir Goladzadeh.
Almost forgot about Amir, 2019 stud.
How dare you forget about Amir?
How dare I?
He's one of those guys who's going to be major impact for the squad. Another guy at 6'6", playing on the wing.
I mean, he's another one of those guys that can play a little bit of 1, 2, 3, more of a 2 though. He'd be a secondary ball handler.
What's up, me?
30 seconds here in the third quarter. Moses picks up the loose ball, going coast to coast here on the attack, on the finish. Just an absolute bulldog. You can't stop him.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from him, Tarek. This is a guy that's clearly showing that he's been putting in work, that he's spent his summer focused on development.
I also think that in this game specifically, he's turned on the mental trigger, saying, okay, it can't stop me, so I'm going to keep, if it's not broken, don't fix it. I'm going to stay aggressive. They had the young buck in there for GTA Prep, number 22, and everyone was excited about him getting off that shot. Nevertheless, it's 61-50 to end the third quarter. GTA Prep in full control. Back to the action. Do Moses on the controls. Left to right. He's getting some confidence to him. He's just a bulldog. Just an absolute bulldog. Nice finish right there. Cam Harris, the young fella.
And the crowd's loving it. Love to see the young bucks get in the mix, and he's into it now too.
Love what GTA Prep is building in terms of community and culture. They got a lot of support from the parents. They're all in. Oh. Dude, Moses starting to feel himself a little bit. He says, I got this. I got us. Catch out, Issa. Great playmaking there by Moses. Draws in the defense. Another try there for TBA. Nope. Issa, another offensive rebound. Drops it off, and a travel's called. On the attack, Cameron Harris again, this time 3. Off the mark that time. Offensive rebound. Good second attempt, third attempt, yup. TBA getting a little careless here on offense. And speaking of the preseason, you know, we got a lot of action happening around the country. CIS or U Sports, Canadian University basketball. Lots of interesting developments. You know, we just heard about Tanner Ngom, 7-2 addition to Roy Rana's Ryerson Rams. And you know if he's bringing somebody in, it's not just the 7-2, but you got a prospect there to look out for, pro prospect. You got Patrick Tatum, headed over to McMaster. He's building up in Hamilton. You got Dave Smart, still champion of all champions, until proven otherwise. Nice take there by Marcus Masters. And I think this is an interesting topic, you know, in terms of coaching in our country. We give a lot of credit to the players all the time, but you know, it's time to really give a lot of more credit. Considering it was coaching week only a couple days ago, we got to give credit to the coaching in Canada at all levels. Amateur, Canadian University, Canadian College, especially at the amateur level. You know, these are unpaid positions, a lot of volunteers, a lot of passion, you know, given. And that's when you know it's at the purest form. Here's Du Moses on the attack. Euro step, finds Issa. Moses doing it all. He's setting up guys. He's finishing for himself. Very unselfish.
And he's playing defense. He's come up with a lot of steals that have led to transition opportunities and open breaks.
More full court pressure here. The Young Buck 2022, Cameron Harris on the attack. He looks tremendous right now. Number 12 in black, no finish, but physically at 6'1", gonna be a problem for years to come. A lot of new faces we gotta learn about for both squads as Issa finishes at the rim. (67-58), TBA far from done. 9-point ball game. 7:30 left. GTA Prep is put on the youth in addition to AJ Lawson. Nice cut there by Lawson, kick out. Good defense by TBA. Defense to offense there, good defense. And the right call. They got the possession before the 24-second call. Duke Moses all the way to the rim.
His improvements this summer have just been absolutely drastic. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this kid. I love it when I see that a guy in the offseason has taken full advantage. It's all about the details. And this guy's taking care of his body, he's improved his skill set, and he's added to his explosiveness off the dribble.
Simply put, Duke Moses smells blood on the floor right now. He knows that nobody can guard him. He's too strong, he's too powerful to the rim. And it's a great matchup, AJ Lawson, Duke Moses guarding each other, both sides of the floor.
Man, I'm really looking forward to that Ottawa session.
We got the national schedule for the National Preparatory Association coming real soon. The action taking place all over the country. Lawson not covering the inbounds. Back to the ball. And a turnover here from TBA. TBA can't afford to make silly mistakes if they want to win this game. It's a lot of carelessness. And I know for everyone watching here from the West Coast and from Alberta, that Western Conference is developing nicely. We got Notre Dame out of Saskatchewan, BC Christian out of British Columbia. 3-ball, Lawson, yup, that's nice. Expect programs to jump in next year from Manitoba and Alberta as the Western Canada expansion takes place. Very committed to the West Coast is the National Preparatory Association. We know there's basketball played at a high level in all these regions, and it's time for these programs and these communities to show out as Marcus Masters knocks it down. AJ Lawson tries with the putback. Bodies all over the floor, great effort, both sides. Loose ball, finally gets it. Marcus Masters on the push. Issa, baseline attack, sets up Masters. 3-ball, no good.
Masters got to be ready to follow that.
And he's had an off day from a shooting standpoint. We know he can knock those down. Another one.
Bang, bang, DeAndre Pierre. We talked about him hitting that 3-ball. Something in the area that he's added. He's put up hundreds and hundreds of shots, maybe thousands of shots over the past couple of weeks to make sure that he's coming into the season right. There's Tariq Issa showing that he can get it done himself, a 6'7" forward.
Right now, TBA is just sleeping on defense. They're only interested in playing offense right now. Lots to learn from this game. They're still in it, only 9 points, but they got to control the rest of this game. I got to credit the development for Coach Cooper, David Cooper, and GTA Prep. You can see these guys making evident growth and progress in their skill sets and physically. See Duke Moses pushing off AJ Lawson. I'm seeing a little bit of grit here from Moses. Bounce pass, nice pick and roll game. There's another offensive board, Duke Moses. They gotta clean this up here. Chipping away. Toronto Basketball Academy. 7-point ball game. 77-70, less than 4 minutes to go. There's Houghton off the Euro step.
And it looks like Duke's cramping up a little bit. He keeps applying pressure to that calf and massaging it and punching it. Tough take on that one. Masters almost got it to go. He's fouled and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, this is definitely not Marcus Masters' best game, but we know he's capable of more, particularly from the perimeter. He's a high-level shooter. We were talking about it on the way over. He's got the ability to shoot it, drive it. He's tough. Out of Kitchener, Ontario. Speaking of Kitchener, Ontario, we got some news that will be dropping from that neck of the woods in the next couple days. Stay tuned on NorthPoleHoops.com. There's a big fella, Casey Ezagu. Takes the mid-range jumper. That's an area that he's been working on, and you can expect to see that throughout the season. Three minutes to go, 8-point ball game. All things considered, Toronto Basketball Academy still has a chance. They've been trailing all game.
Calvin Coe, a transfer from Central Tech, will actually be seeing Central Tech next up on the court. They'll be playing their second game of the day.
We're taking on GTA Prep North, a squad that we need to see. Follow that up. This GTA Prep squad will take on MBA Prep. Joshua Houghton. Enough said. Kick out there by Moses. Issa doing a good job on the offensive glass and a nice finish right around the rim. Nice kick out there, Houghton. 3 ball. That's off the mark. Pierre, knockdown, no good. Tell you something, this GTA Prep squad got a lot of potential.
it'll be scary to see what they, what they come up with, what they formulate. At the start of the season, there's still some time before the National Preparatory Association gets going. And this season, as we said, man, the competition level is raised everywhere, and these guys have added to the roster.
Dude, Moses goes up with a two-hand volleyball block against Casey Ezagu, and Ezagu says, I see you do, and I raise you, Issa. A block of his own. Dang. Quick timeout, 1:38 left to go. 10-point ball game. We'll be back.
In terms of basketball in Vancouver, I think something like this was a huge success because we had a neutral environment where kids can come from all over, no matter what clubs they're at, and showcase who they are, where they're at.
Fourth quarter action, 1:36 left to go. Toronto Basketball Academy down 10 with possession. Moses got it. Shake and bake. Off the dribble, no good. Nice behind the back there. Here comes Marcus Masters. Tristan Lindo in transition. AJ Lawson with the cleanup. Another timeout called with 1:06 to go. 12-point ball game. Take another quick break and be back for the finish.
He can do whatever he wants to. He has upper hand. And you start dictating where he's going, now he's uncomfortable. Now he wants to pass the ball. Now he can't do what he wants to do. Camera's on you. Camera's on you. Mix this time.
Let's go. Let's go. Time to eat. Time to eat. Time to eat. Time to eat.
Here's Sabri Phillips. Two-hand jam.
We made it to Saskatchewan, and they get prospects like this. 6'9", 280-pound white boys.
I'm always talking. I'm the loudest person. I don't even need this mic. I'm the loudest person in the gym.
The honest truth is he's going, kids in Sass don't play.
Back for the last minute of action. Turnover, Toronto Basketball Academy. Here comes GTA Prep. Oh, Casey Zagu with a near two-hand cram. Misses it. Lots of teaching points here in this September ball game. You see a lot of upside for these squads. Definitely still need to tighten up from a skill set standpoint and physically. But a good start. You know, we're seeing a clear difference between the traditional high school basketball and prep school basketball right now in Canada. Just so much athleticism and size and physical strength. To the rim, no good is Houghton. Offensive board with 36 seconds to go. Kick out, Houghton, 3-ball. Off the mark. And this time, Zagu knows how to finish. That should do it. 15 seconds to go. Dribble this thing out. 87-73 is your final. And if you look at last season in comparison, TBA defeated GTA Prep. And now you're seeing this squad right now is at least 10 points better than TBA.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it earlier in the game. This is a squad for TBA that has a whole bunch of new members on the team. New coach to adjust to, new style of play for some of the players. But Dew Moses are definitely a bright spot for TBA, and for GTA, they've really stocked up and added a lot of depth to their roster. So it'll be very fun to watch these two teams go at it during the regular season.
That is your final, 87-73. GTA Prep takes it over Toronto Basketball Academy. And coming up next, we still have in our triple header, we got 2 games coming up. Right now, we're gonna have Central Tech taking on GTA Prep North, followed by GTA Prep and NBA Prep featuring the Maker family. Thon Maker's younger brother, Matur, and cousin, Makur Maker. Stay tuned for that. We'll be back.